Hi guys, welcome back to the Sweaty Potato Meyer RC channel, home of the fastest Red Cat Rampage XT on YouTube. Today's video is going to be a special video. If you notice, I'm dressed in my professional attire to unveil the FT and what I have going on with it. So, first off guys, if you'll notice, the engine that used to be in the FT is now in the Rampage. So that'll tell you a little bit of something. And before I uncover this, I want to talk a little bit about what's going on. Jeff from Eastside RC and I have been getting together, and I have come up with this deal with this FT platform. And basically, you know, what I've done with it is I've put a whitening kit on it, and so I've made, you know, not an FT Max or not just a stock FT, but it's an FT that's somewhere in between. It's whitened, and so what I call it is the TMR-Rovan FT360R wide chassis. All right, guys, let's do this. There it is. Here it is, guys. The Rovan, the TMR-Rovan FT360R wide chassis right here. This thing is being a booger to turn around. I need one of them stands. But there it is in here. Let me get the body taken off of it. All right, now we got a closer look at what's going on. And this one is special. And the reason it's called the TMR-Rovan FT360R wide chassis is because right here, babies, that is a competition port 36cc TMR. And Jeff set me up from Eastside, set me up with the air filter, you know, combination. And all that stuff. I am just so amazed at this engine. And on the bottom of the fan, I can't show you guys, but on the bottom of the fan, or on the bottom of the casing, he engraved my name in it. And then I had to adapt the pipe. I eliminated the spacer, and so what I had to do is I had to redo that mount, and it wasn't too bad. But the reason I went away with that heat sink spacer, whatever the hell they call it, the reason I did away with it is because it was restrictive. The port on this is, you know, it's ported, so it basically, when it mounts up, it doesn't fit right, and it creates a restriction. So, and in fact, the exhaust pipe actually looks like it could be a little bit restrictive. So, but let's get it around here. Check that out. TMR, baby. Okay, guys, I wanted to go over some you know, well, the parts that are in it, and basically how I built this. Okay guys, this is the parts list. We got a TR331, TR332, TR230, TR238, TT204, TT208, and TR914. And those are all the part numbers that I ordered for the chassis to get it to the white, what I call the wide chassis. And those are all the parts that I installed on it. I know this thing's going to be nasty. This thing is going to be one nasty thing. It's going to love propping. And it's going to love doing wheel stands. I know that for sure. Another thing I did too, guys, is it's not running stock gears. Alan told me specifically that the stock gears would not work because it would just instantly over rev. And so what I'm running for gears are they're actually a speed set. They're 21 53 gears, and that's what I have in it right now. And Alan says that might not even be enough gearing to keep the front end on the ground. Another thing I wanted to explain, guys, is the sway bars, man. The sway bars on this thing, they were, well, the front ones, I stopped with the rears. I got the rear on because I wanted the rear on because it matters more, because it's actually on the ground, where I didn't really care about the front sway bar because, you know, it was, the wheels are in the air most of the time anyway. So, but the sway bars, they were a son of a gun to get out, man. I basically had to destroy my A-arms to get the sway bar links out. Another thing I wanted to go over, guys, is tuning. Okay, now I wanted to go over some tuning because this is what I do, and me and Jeff were talking, and we definitely think that, you know, well, somebody needs to put a video out, and I just happen to be at the perfect situation to do this. So first thing I want to point out is the different needles. We got the low needle, which is this one, closest to the engine. Okay, when it's mounted up, the engine is back here. So this is the low needle right here, the first one, and then this is the high needle. And with the low needle, what I usually do is 1 1/4 out, and then that's usually too lean for race gas, and so I'll have to richen it up, and you can tell by the idle. But, you know, that's, you know, not so hard to set, where as you go to the high-speed needle, that's a little different. So what I do is, with race gas, I start with 3 turns out, and what I do is screw it in till it bottoms out, don't tighten it, and then half, 1, half, 2, half, 3. And then from there, guys, what I do is, if it's running rich, you know, I just bump these things. I just barely, you see how little my screwdriver is moving. I just barely turn it, and I'll keep, if it's running too too rich, I'll just keep bumping it very, very gently until, and I'm telling you guys, if you do this and you follow my instructions, you'll find that sweet spot. And I also want to stress that it's always best to start out rich and go lean. You always want to do that. But when you're moving these needles, guys, you don't make quarter turns or eighth turns or anything like that. You just, the slightest little bump. That's how you find the sweet spot in these things. So yeah, that's you know, the unveiling of the TMR-Rovan FT360R wide chassis. And I also wanted to, you know, give my shout outs to all the people that help make this happen. And I really want to give a huge shout out to Jeff from Eastside RC. He is my brother in Christ, and he has been just a huge, phenomenal help building this and help getting this going. And then I also wanted to, you know, give a huge shout out, of course, to Alan at TMR Performance for setting me up with this awesome TMR Performance 36cc competition port, you know, engine. I can't wait to get it run in, and that's going to be the next video, guys, is a run in. And then I also wanted to shout out DDM. That's where I got the the widening kit for the chassis. Dave's Discount Motors. And I also wanted to shout out Dan at RovanRC.com. I wanted to shout him out because that's where I got the Rovan FT in the first place, and that's where it came from. And I also wanted to shout out Rob from Fifth Scalar Bust, and he's kind of been giving me inspiration with his builds, with his FT Max and the other one before that. I can't remember what it was, but no, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to all those guys. And guys, make sure, you know, you go over and check their channels out and see what they got going on. I wanted to mention TMR Performance. Alan has his own YouTube channel, and it's called TMR Performance. You should check that out too. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you should probably do that, guys, because this is what I do. And when you subscribe, hit the bell notification. And it'll give you every upload that I do. And then also, if there's something on your mind, leave a comment in the comments section. We'll see you guys in the next one.